AI is absolutely amazing. It's almost like cheat codes into creating really incredible designs with print on demand. However, after having looked at literally thousands, if not tens of thousands of designs, people who are using AI are not using it right. And for the most part, it's actually not helping you get more sales. It's destroying your chances of getting any sales for all of your designs. So in this video, I'm going to take you through my cheat sheet, and you're going to use it, or you're going to be able to use it to kind of really intentionally use AI to make incredible designs, right? That's the goal here. So how to make AI an unstoppable force, right? This is what we're going to be talking about today. What are the exact magic words I use to create the perfect AI graphics for print-on-demand shirts? By words, I mean the prompting that I use and the sequencing that I use and the messaging I have to use in order to get AI to actually spit out designs that could be good. Because like I said, 9 times out of 10, they're awful. Here's an example for you. This is a junk AI t-shirt, right? People will, ask AI that it will make this, and they'll think, because AI made it, it's great. I'm going to put up my store. Look how realistic and colorful and how good it works, and it's put the text around it so nicely, and it just looks great. No, this is atrocious design. It's just bad, right? Whereas this, even though this looks a bit rubbish, it's like meh. No, this is actually really good. This is what we are looking for when it comes to AI, and you've got to know what to be asking in order to be able to create this. So like I said, in this video, we are going to talk about a few things. 5 powerful AI styles. We're going to be talking about my best AI prompt structure. This alone is huge. We're going to be talking about a special prompt for the finishing touch. So even when you think AI is there, it's done it, there's still one more prompt that you need to do. And then I'm going to tell you about my full AI design workflow, so you can really understand what to do, how to start, and how to create better designs. So let me just start and tell you this. I was an AI skeptic. I'm not going to beat around the bush here. I've been creating designs. I've been an artist for over 20 years of my life. I have done all different forms of art. So when AI came on the scene, as a purist, I was negative. I was against it. I just thought, what is this alien beast that's taking over the world? And it took me a while. So as I said, I was a purist. I was skeptical, right? And from what I would see, I would just see a lot of this, and even some of this, which is, I know I've written good AI here, but it's not the best. It's better than this. This is atrocious. It's better. It's still not the best. And all I could see was AI look fake. It was overly colorful, a bit too happy and Disney Pixar like. And I just thought, this doesn't work. I'm not going to bother wasting time on something that is a gimmick. And I over time tried it. I learned it. I tried to absorb as much information. I tried to experience and test as much as I possibly could. And recently, we've been using AI a lot more for our own designs. And I found out if I just prompted correctly and I knew what I was doing, right, I would be able to produce some amazing looking designs. And that is honestly the truth behind AI. My story arc with AI, we now use it so much because I'm able to create such incredible designs with it because I'm intentionally asking it specific things, knowing exactly what I want it to, reproduce. So what are the magic words that you need to prompt with AI? So let's start with styles. Styles are everything. AI doesn't understand what t-shirts are or what looks good on a t-shirt. If you just say, make a graphic of a cat, you'll get these weird photorealistic pictures, right? Where, I'm not gonna lie, these are incredible pictures. I mean, look at the realism of this picture. This is absurd. It's incredible, right? But it is not the right thing for print on demand. It's not what we are looking for. So I'm going to give you now 5 magic styles, 5 styles that I use, and I use a lot more than 5 styles just to put it out there, but these 5 styles are, tried and tested. They're really good. The first is called the stencil, okay? Tell the AI tool to use a stencil illustration. immediately the output will be more ready for print on demand. Here's an example. Create a white cat stencil illustration on a black background. Bam. Look at that beauty. This could be easily paired with text and make an incredible design. The next is a retro cartoon. Another simple but fun style to use is this retro cartoon illustration style. It looks good on t-shirts and pairs well with retro phrases or fonts or themes, right? Create a white cat retro cartoon illustration on a black background. Again, look at that. A really cool intentional AI design. Number 3, minimalist vector. Vector graphics are simple. One color, flat graphics that work great on t-shirts. We use a lot of vector graphics across our t-shirts. And here's another example. Create a white cat minimalist vector illustration on black background and bam. Although I'm not the biggest fan of this specific one, I would probably ask it to try again, only because this is looking more like an icon for like a law firm. I don't like the sharp edges and stuff like that, right? But the fact is it can do it really, really well. The fourth is pop art. Now, I'll be honest, we don't use this one that much, but it's a nice way to have a little bit of color in there where that color isn't like abused, isn't badly used, right? So these are generally more colorful, but you can ask it for one color or ask it to go for that monochromatic look. This example, we did create a white cat pop art illustration on black background. I know it's gone for a few more colors, but it's a very intentional design. Those colors are meant to be there, and it's actually adding to the overall styling of this design, and it looks really cool. And then 5, streetwear. This produces graffiti inspired, I can't speak today, inspired modern looking designs that look great on t-shirts. So create a white cat streetwear illustration on a black background. Look at that. Again, this could work really, really well. And you could be a little bit more specific as well. This is just the start of the prompt. You could ask, in this case, ChatGPT, to create the cat doing a specific thing. So whether the cat's sitting, standing, maybe it's just you want the upper half of the cat. Maybe you just want the face of the cat. You can be as specific as you want in the prompt. Now, I just want to quickly tell you, we do have 50 styles in our Design Hub. Design Hub is our community where we teach you how to not just create designs, but we teach you the entire funnel of print on demand, from niche selection, design creation, store creation, and we really, really help through live calls, through feedback, through personalized feedback, and obviously through the community wall. In the Design Hub, in the design community that we have 50 more AI styles and the prompts that go along with them, which you can happily, check out and learn from. The link will be in the description. Right, so the prompt formula for incredible AI graphics. Here is the formula for text and graphic designs. Replace the parts in the brackets with your design idea, and then watch how the AI produces incredible, ready-to-use graphics for your t-shirts. So here's the prompt formula. A, graphic style illustration combining the phrase with a graphic created in color. The typography using a specific font is paired with a clear, bold motifs and enhanced by texture presented on a background color, so black, right? So on a black background, right? So you can use this entire formula or take bits and pieces of it. If you wanted to have a phrase only design, go for it. Or if you wanted to have a graphic only design. For us, our biggest sellers, our most popular designs are a combination of the two, a bit of graphic, a bit of text. So let me give you an example. A retro cartoon illustration combining the phrase tour de fur with a white cat riding a bike created in white. The typography using a bold comic font is accented with clear, bold paw print motifs, enhanced with a grainy texture and presented on a black background. Okay? This is the output. I can't begin to describe how flipping incredible something like this is, how powerful AI is that it can make this, right? And if we just think about various elements of print on demand and the foundations of design, the placement here is great, right? You've got excellent placement right? You've got spacing here, which is perfect. You've got spacing here and spacing here. You've got nice spacing here, nice spacing here. It's just done a really fantastic job. And this all came from that one prompt. We can have a whole conversation if we wanted to. The one thing I would do, and let me just go back and show you. The one thing I would do differently is I would probably get rid of these. I don't think they're necessary. They're not adding anything. They're just making the design a little bit too busy. I would also probably just kind of take this and I would tilt it this way a little bit, just so that there's a similar gap here as there is here. But that's really easy to do and fix up afterwards. With this formula, you have full control over the output and you won't get rubbish looking AI designs. So please, when you create designs using AI, don't just think all AI is good. Most of the time it's not good, and you've got to really, really be intentional with what you're asking for. You don't need the full prompt in order to get good graphics, by the way. With the new ChatGPT image generator, less is actually more, and you don't need a long, complicated prompt. You can simply use the graphic style alone to get great looking designs. For example, create a minimalist white cat vector illustration on black. Keep it simple at first, and if the output isn't quite right, feel free to add more details using the formula above, right? The final phrase. T-shirt designs need graphics that have a clear, transparent background. So, as I said, this is the nail on the coffin, right? This is the big bit at the end. Once you've got your graphic from AI, it's great. It's on a black background or a red background or a white background. You need it on a transparent background. Now, you need to use a transparent PNG. As you can see here, this isn't right. This is almost right. And I say almost because, and I've got a little asterisk here, as you can see, this is without a doubt wrong, right? The reason why this one is wrong is because you don't want to have this stroke. Can you see the stroke around the letters and around the cat? Besides the fact that we want to get rid of this, but can you see the little, there's like an outline. You don't want that outline. You want to see what it looks like without an outline, because generally outlines don't look very good. Now in this case, because it's such a thin outline and the stroke isn't okay, I'm just thinking how I can explain this. When you think of a stroke, which is like you've got letters, so let's just say it says hello, right? People often add a stroke to it. So what they would do is they'd add another color to it. And the reason why they do that is to emphasize the text. So maybe they've put text on top of a graphic, and in order to make that text visible and legible, they'll put a stroke around it, which makes it pop, right? That's not the reason they've added a stroke here. There's no reason to make these words pop. The only reason there's a stroke around these words and this graphic is just to kind of give it one separation between the design and the t-shirt. And sometimes it's okay. You've just got to do it very, very tastefully. So in this case, I would actually argue and say it's not so bad. But if the reason for the stroke was because the cat was blocking the words like it is over here, then that's where you have a problem on your hands. So we want to make the image a true PNG with a transparent background. And this tip came from someone in the Design Hub. So of course the Design Hub has got over 400 members in it, and people are sharing wins, lessons, tips, tricks, all sorts of stuff. Like I said, it's a really awesome place to be. Again, the link will be in the description. Definitely check it out. But this actual tip came from someone in the Hub where they just said, make the image a true PNG transparent background, and it does it, right? It makes it like that. And you can see, and like I said, besides the stroke that you've got here, which if you did want to remove, it's super easy to do. You can just do that in Affinity Designer, something that we teach. We have a 4-5 hour Affinity Designer training course in the Design Hub. So yeah, it's a very simple thing to do as well. Now, you can also use tools, right? So for example, Ideogram, which is an AI tool, Mystic and Leonardo, all AI tools, they have a background remover built in. And then there are also third-party background remover tools like remove.bg. And then the one that we use is My Design. The reason why we use My Designs is because we can do these actions in bulk. And when I'm working with like 30 or 40 designs in one go, rather than ask, remove the background, 30 times, I'll just upload all the designs into my folder in My Designs, or someone on my team will. And will bulk remove all of those backgrounds. So what does your AI design workflow look like? What does mine look like? What can yours look like? 1, we need to research phrases and designs. 2, we need to use AI to produce the top styles that work for print on demand and work for that specific vibe and audience and phrase and style that we're going for. 3, use the full prompt formula for output ready made graphics. 4, test simplified prompts to see if you get even better graphics. 5, add the background removing prompt or remove the background afterwards. 6, this is an optional step. You can vectorize the image or at least upscale the image. I would even say this is not really optional. I would say you should upscale, and that way you get it in a really high quality. And then if you have a phrase, add your phrase to the to the design if the AI tool didn't do it. If you are using ChatGPT, chances are it will add the phrase and it will do it very well. And then of course, generate mockups using whatever. So there's Glyph app, ChatGPT. You can download our mockups that we have in the Design Hub. You can also buy mockups on Etsy. There's so many places for mockups. And once you've done that, that's it. You upload. You upload, and then you sell, right? It's straightforward. One thing you need to realize and you need to know is just because you're using AI, it doesn't forego the need to understand design and to understand what makes a good design. It's still vital that you understand placement, you understand phrase, you understand graphics, you understand font and color, you understand the intentionality behind a design, you understand the audience, you understand connecting graphic to audience and graphic to phrase and making designs that are emotional or trigger an emotion. There's a lot to think about, and unfortunately what I see happening in the current time is that people just they see that they can use AI and everything gets thrown out the window. They just ask AI for something and they don't really understand what they're asking for, or they don't understand what they're trying to do. And it's really important you understand the whole thing, the big picture, so that you can make like these really intentional, really good designs. And we have a 30-step design checklist, which feel free to download. There is a link down below. There's 2 links down below. One goes to our design community, the Design Hub, and then one is to download this 30-step checklist. Whichever one you want to do, you can do both. It doesn't matter. The checklist is also in the Design Hub, so feel free to get that. It's a really, really useful checklist. And of course, if you want to learn how to put the professional finishing touches on a design, you might want to get a little bit more advice. So if you want to learn how to put the touches on using these designs really well, using Affinity, we have a full Affinity Designer advanced course in the Hub, like I mentioned earlier. We have a lot more than that. We also got the 50 styles, the prompt builder tool, the Phrase Genie app for creating amazing phrases, and a hell of a lot more. So you can join currently at $44 a month. We are increasing the price every 100 members. So there's 423. So the price is going to be going up in 77 members. Quick math. And it's growing rapidly. It's growing really, really rapidly. In the community, we have an incredibly active community wall. We've got a step-by-step classroom for niche, design, store. We've got all the previous live calls, all future live calls, a hell of a lot of resources. And then we've got packed calendar, tons of different live calls. And the best thing are the personal feedbacks that we do. People submit their designs, their stores, their niche, their funnel, and we create personalized videos for them. So all of that, plus, all the crazy resources that you get in the Design Hub. And this is just some of them. We're making more every single month. So like I said, if you want to streamline your process, if you want to start creating intentional designs, if you want to kind of skip past all the noise and start, really, really, really taking this business seriously and increasing your chances of building something that could work, then click the link down below, check out the Design Hub, and hopefully I will see you in there. But for now, I hope this video helped you, understand how to create AI designs and how to actually create intentional AI designs and not just rely on AI to do all the heavy lifting, because like I said, most of the time it does just produce crap, and we don't want that to happen. I want you to produce designs that get sales and make you more money. So yeah, I hope that helped. Let me know in the comments, and hopefully I'll see you over in the Design Hub.